We are going through exercise 17D, and in this video we'll be answering question 6C, which is asking us to sketch the graph of y equals f dash of x for each of the following. So we are going to be graphing the derivative of this. So let's begin by just making some preliminary notes down. So that's what it is, and we are graphing y equals f dash of x. Okay, the first thing that we are going to do is we're going to plot where our derivative is going to be 0, and that's going to be our stationary points. So right here and right here are going to be the places on our graph in which our derivative is 0, and the reason for that is if I was to draw a tangent to these points, my tangent is going to be 0, have a gradient of 0, so therefore my derivative is going to be 0 at these points. So that means at -1 and at 3, I'm going to have x-intercepts. So let me write that in, -1 and at 3. The next thing I need to do is figure out what the shape of this graph is going to be. Obviously it's going to be a quadratic, it's going to look like this, but is it going to look like this or is it going to be upside down? How are we going to figure this out? The way in which we're going to do that is by first realizing that this right here has a negative derivative, while this has a positive derivative. And then finally it has negative once again. So that means if I was to draw this out, let me draw it in a different color. Let me draw this. Let me draw it in orange. If I was to draw this, it's going to first it's going to first begin below my x-axis. It's going to start down here. If I was to sketch this out, it's going to start here. So somewhere in this region. And then it becomes positive between my two x-intercepts. So in this region it's going to be positive because I have that increasing gradient, so a positive derivative. And then finally it's going to be negative once again. That's a horrible sound. Oh, it's like chalk, nails on a chalkboard for me. Okay, so let me now draw this. It's going to look like this. This is going to be awful. That isn't the worst quadratic I've ever drawn. It's certainly not the best, but not the worst. And there you go, we are done. The back of the book does not show the y-intercept, so neither am I. Hopefully this has been helpful to you.